Hello.
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 Hello. And welcome. You're listening to a Baltic Avenue podcast. The first podcast.
Yeah.
What's it called, Jason?
The Pitch.
The Pitch. This is, just to give you a little, easy kind of breakdown of this show. This is a show where two friends come together each week, and one of them shares a thing they're into, and then the other friend tries that thing and then says if they like it. Is that a good description, Jason?
Yeah, trying to get outside of the box. We both have very different interests.
My name is Will. I'm nerdy and a little bit wordy.
And I'm Jason. I'm a jock who likes rock.
And this is our podcast.
Welcome to The Pitch, the maiden voyage.
Obviously, we're very professional. Obviously, we've done this for years.
Yeah. Vets in the community.
You can find me on WKEZ and Anchorage. I host a show called Top 40. Not America's Top 40, just Top 40. Apparently someone owns America's Top 40. But yeah, it's the Top 40 Otter song.
Nice. Yeah, I follow that every week. It's a great show. Everybody here should check it out.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be amazed. That list gets updated. That list gets updated pretty frequently. There are a lot of Otter hits people don't know about.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Beaver Street Boys. Oh, they're my favorite.
So let's jump into our first segment. I'm going to be making my pitch today, so that means I'm going to be steering the mothership right here. I'll be walking us through what our segments are, what we're doing. Jason is just going to be a bump on a log, a fly on a wall, a cow on the moon, as people say. So we're going to start this segment. I was going to say a new segment, but I guess they're all new segments since you guys haven't listened before, ever. This segment is called Have You Met Ted? It's where each of us introduces ourselves to a hypothetical pretty lady. We introduce ourselves to a hypothetical pretty lady, and then the other person kind of lets us know a little about themselves, but they do it in a manner that would attract a young professional female.
So just pretend that you, the listener, are the pretty young lass at the bar, and we are coming up to wound you, telling you about ourselves. Not wound you. Woo you. Not wound. You gotta specify.
I'm sorry, guys. He's from Nebraska. The culture's a little different down there.
It is not. We're not Arkansas.
Anyways, so we'll put Jason in the hot seat first. Are you ready?
Yes.
You wanna get some horrible broy pickup lines out of your system first, or are you just ready to go?
No. I think I'm ready to go. Actually, I think I'm gonna make this first one a little bit interesting.
Are we doing that thing?
Yep.
That thing we talked about off microphone?
Yep. I want to do it right now.
Oh man, that's a little inside baseball right there. But here we go. Hey, Jessica, have you met Ted?
Jessica, I want you to know I'm really bad with my finances. So if you could buy me gas, we could go chill back in my studio apartment. Maybe get you a glass of nice ice water.
No, not that note. We're done. We're done. That note killed it.
All right, that's fine.
It sounded like we knew what we were doing for a second.
I know, right?
There were some snaps.
I got to give you credit. You got a good bass line going.
I tried to flip the octave. I got a little cocky. It got a little dark.
You must have hit puberty at 10. Damn, your bass is good.
Yep. I've had hair on my chest since I was 7.
Just so everybody listening at home knows, I wasn't lying. I can get you a glass of ice water, ladies, if you would like to come over.
Nice.
All right, you ready? Hey, Jessica.
Oh no, you have to give me a different name.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. We'll let everyone on a little game as the show keeps going. Each of us has to bring a different name every week, and once we repeat a name, something will happen. We haven't decided yet.
We got a lot of names to go through before we'll screw up, hopefully.
I mean, I have at least 10 names.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Which brings me to my next subject. Hey, Ashley. Have you met Will?
Hey, Ashley. How you doing? I'm just a young, professional Olympic diver. I know you might not be able to tell that in my figure, especially since this is an audio recording. But, yeah. At Beijing, I got 10s across the board for a triple backflip, and I did a little horse pose in the middle. There was a horse, and everyone's like, oh man, that's going to be a belly flop, but then there was no splash. That's my pitch.
You're an Olympic drowner.
You tell me, listeners. Did I take? What was my name? I already don't remember her name.
Yes.
I'm already like a shitty misogynistic man.
We might have to talk about this off mic, but I want to put money down on this. I think I'm gonna win that.
What was her name?
Who?
The girl you introduced me to.
I don't know, man. You're gonna have to download.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tune in.
You have to download the podcast.
Okay, listeners, you should give us some feedback on the comment section somewhere. Tell us who won this week.
Nice.
Jason with his song and dance, or Will with my true Olympic gold medal story.
You would have won aluminum.
Moving right along, because life is a highway.
I'm gonna drive. God, I hate Rascal Flatts.
Okay, so we have this next segment. This next segment is kind of just a little bit, it's kind of like our weekly check-in, you know. I think there's a lot of podcasts that, like, at the top of the show just kind of talk about how their week goes, but this one has a little bit of a twist. This segment is called That's Crazy, Bruh.
That's crazy, bruh.
That's crazy, bruh. And this is just us sharing a thing that happened to us in our week that was very, like, unique. You know, like, and it could be crazy cool. It could be crazy bad. It can just be, like, really weird. Just something that, like, shattered through the mundanity of modern life and left an impression that we want to share now.
Something that will eventually become a repressed memory.
Definitely. And just so you know, like, people don't just repress traumas. All of Jason's most positive experience just get buried deep down.
I honestly don't know what happened a week ago. It's a clean slate after that.
Yeah. Okay, so Jason, what was crazy that happened to you this week, bruh?
Despite my offerings of glassed water to the ladies, I actually do have a girlfriend, and we live together. And it's gonna be pretty short because it's a pretty quick story of how I'm an idiot. But what was it? It would have been yesterday or the day before. We woke up at randomly the same time, just kind of sat up, and she grabbed her phone, and I thought she jokingly called me like an idiot or a jerk or something like that. So jokingly, I grab her phone and skidded it across the room, but she didn't actually say anything. So from her point of view, I just woke up, sat up, grabbed her phone, and launched it across the room. So I had to do a lot of backpedaling after that.
I feel like you were the kid at camp that, like, woke up in the morning and just slapped everyone in the dick for no reason.
Just like, hey, guys, camp prank. And then, like, for the whole week, I'm just shunned.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, funny story kind of on topic to this story. If I could just take over your part of this segment right now.
It's okay. That's pretty much as good as I'm going to look.
I used to be a Boy Scout, and I went to Boy Scout camp every summer for, like, 2 weeks. And, there was a morning I woke up, and I was camping, and I was sharing a tent with my best friend. Steven, if you're listening, you'll remember this story.
All the Stevens.
I woke up kind of late. It was a Saturday, so we got to sleep in, but, like, it was 9. And, like, Steven was in the tent. Everyone around is super pissed off at me and kind of avoiding me, and I was just like, well, I just woke up. What happened? And I finally got this skinny from my friend that apparently, like, the night before, me and Steven had set a plan that, like, we were going to get up 5 a.m., and take over the showers because, like, the showers at this camp were a nightmare. Like, it took forever to get to them. There was always a line. There was never hot water. And so we were just like, we're going to wake up at 5 a.m. and we're going to take, like, an hour hot shower.
You guys really did not get the best out of the camp.
No, we were going to take literally all of the hot water for everyone as revenge for the week.
Oh, my God.
I mean, and they had one of those, and, like, there was a handicap shower with, like, one of those removable shower heads that, like, I mean, I won't tell you what that's awesome for if you're 14, but I'm sure you can
figure it out.
You can figure it out. But anyways, so apparently what happened is Steven's alarm went off, and still, like, in my sleep or, like, subconsciously or not fully at least awake, I said, "Turn your fucking alarm off, you asshole."
Oh, shit.
And so everyone was super pissed at me, and I didn't even remember it happening.
Because you were the guy. Oh, man.
You would say I was the guy that woke up and took my friend's phone and just threw it across the room for no reason.
Nice. See, we're the same kind of evil. It's fine. I feel like we've all had that camp experience.
Yeah, so I guess we're done with your half. You want to ask me what was crazy this week?
Will, what was crazy this week? What are you up to, buddy?
Buddy?
Brah?
There you go.
Where you go, brah?
Brah. The bra makes it a trademark.
I don't think we have.
We don't own Buddy. We don't own Buddy, but bra?
I don't think we own bra.
No, we own the phrase that's crazy. Bra.
I don't think we have lawyers to decide this yet.
You don't know the layers of this company. Baltic Avenue Productions, massive.
It's part of ISIS and the Illuminati. It goes deep, man.
Anyways, I'm a manager in a hospitality industry, as Jason is also a manager in the hospitality industry. You know, like you get crazy things that happen sometimes. Customer complaints. You know, and like every company has like their way they're supposed to process and like handle complaints. I work for a pretty big corporation. I'm not going to say which company because I want to keep my job.
You assuming that they're going to fire you after this?
I have.
No, I don't blame you. I don't feel safe for this either. But
I plan at some point to pitch a porn. So
whoa, can I?
Can you come? Well, no, you're gonna have to watch it. Remember,
we're not sitting next to each other.
No, that would be weird. But anyways, no. So I got the most insane customer complaint I've ever gotten. I mean, and like, as people who work in the hospitality industry know, I feel like you know that like the average customer complaint is like somebody trying to get free food.
Yeah, it's always
like,
BS.
Money. Like it's never real. But I mean, this particular individual did not understand scale. There is a level of believable that will result in free food and me apologizing even though you don't deserve it. But like you go beyond that scale and you're not going to get anything and you're going to look like an insane person. So I got a call Sunday morning and this lady says, yeah. So I came here last night, I got 3 meals, and we got home and my son's burrito bowl had shit in it. And I'm like, and I was like, what? I was like, what? Excuse me? And I was like, it tasted bad, like it wasn't right. And she's like, no, there's shit in it.
That's bullshit.
And I was like, and I like direct quote. This is what I said. Excuse me, man. Are you talking about like literal human feces? She's like, yeah, there's shit in it. You know, I mean, and so like, I had to call a few people up on that like the hierarchy of this company because like, how do you handle? I mean, and like. Here are all the things that don't make sense about this story. She came in Saturday night at 8:00 and allegedly got a burrito bowl with shit in it. She then chose to wait till 10 a.m. the next day to be like, hey, yeah, I got some food last night and there was shit in it.
It doesn't matter how far the restaurant is. I'm going back to that place that night.
No, because like that is a lawsuit. That is like thousands of dollars. Like I don't go to bed being like, man, maybe I'll call that restaurant back tomorrow and like complain about the shit in my food.
Is the shit like somewhere down the line? Like where do you ask to add the shit?
We see like, and that's the thing that doesn't. I mean, like like I said, I'm not gonna say where I work, but it is a build your own kind of thing line, similar to a Subway. I don't work for Subway, you know, but like the thing about service lines is like it's a very like public forum. Like all the food is just like right there. You know? I mean, and like we have cameras everywhere. Like there is no like even if somebody who worked for us wanted to add shit to somebody's food, you're literally standing in front of your food being prepped the entire time.
It would have to be a group effort. Everybody would have to agree to hide it, and like everybody would have to be on the same page. It's ridiculous.
Well, no, but like I mean, as like you go to like the scoop of like you're standing in front of your food the entire time. There's never like not like it's not like, hey man, what's that? Let me drop a turd in there. And like even if you did drop a log in this bowl of food, I feel like at the register, like excuse me, I'm pretty sure that's shit.
Yeah, that doesn't look like roast beef to me. I did have a customer complaint that reminded me of this. Where
you share your story. I jumped on your topic. Go ahead.
Oh, I had a customer complaint, and I was on Expo this day. So I was the guy double checking everything, sending it out, and the phone rings, and the customer real quick was like, "Oh yeah, somebody took a bite out of my food," and I go, "No, they don't." And click. I hung up on him real quick. And I jokingly told our GM the other day, like, "Hey, you can't believe what I did the other day," and obviously he wasn't as happy about it.
Well, no, because the customer is always right.
Like 10% of the time. 10% are good.
I mean, one of the things I don't respect Jimmy John's for a lot because it's not a great company. But one of the things I do like about Jimmy John's is they have all these cool signs all over the restaurant, and every single Jimmy John's restaurant in the country has a sign somewhere there that says the customer is usually right.
Yep. Exactly.
And I like that. That is a company taking some of the power back.
Right. All right.
Yep, we've gone long on this segment. Talking about shit. I guess we never talked about this. I guess this is probably an explicit podcast.
Yeah. By now they've turned off.
We said shit like.
Maybe we should make sure that the word fuck is in our intro just to weed out them.
Some people don't have to cuss in their podcasts. Well, I do, so fuck them and fuck you too.
Mom spaghetti.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, there's the reference.
Anyway, we're moving right along because life is a highway. That is me not. In case that's the second time I've said that today. If people don't know what that is me trying to speak the lyrics to the song "Moving Right Along" from the Muppet movie. However, which is a good film, but I don't know the words, and so halfway through the lyric, I just jump to Eagles. Is it Eagles?
No, it's I mean, maybe it is.
No, but life is a highway, and
I'm gonna ride it. Oh.
That's the other thing. That's the thing I'm switching to, right?
Yeah. I thought you were singing that Rascal Flatts song. I know it's a cover of some other song, but I don't.
No, there's a scene in the Muppet movie where Fozzie Bear and Kermit get in a car. It's a Studebaker. They get in a Studebaker and they drive across the country. They sing a song like "Moving Right Along."
Oh my goodness!
Moving right along.
I want to see the Muppets do the Wayne's World scene where they sing Bohemian Rhapsody.
The Muppets do. They don't do it in a car, but they do a cover of Bohemian Rhapsody. Have you not seen that?
I'm going to Google it.
There you go. There's another light wreck. Okay, so we're moving on to the meat of the show now.
Finally.
The thing we're here to do today, this is what the show is really about. This is the pitch. This is where I bring up something that I really enjoy, and I kind of just try and sell Jason on this new property, whether it's a book, a movie, an album, a porn series, whatever it might be. I'm not joking by that.
Are you're legit gonna make me want? Okay, cool.
I'm not. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's not gonna be my pitch. It might come up in crazy.
Okay. I mean, I probably have the site bookmarked anyway, so we're good.
So the thing I watched this week is a brand new Netflix show. Here's another thing before I get in, a caveat, we are not always going to do new and contemporary stuff. It's about whatever we're really into. Mm-hmm. That could be 100 years old, it could be a few months old, or it could be out today.
Smack. Smack.
That was Latin. You couldn't tell because my accent was so good. But
that was good.
Yeah. I'm a nerd, dude.
Should have had you do that instead of the doo-wop thing.
Oh yeah, there we go. We're gonna next. Have you met Ted? I'm gonna speak a sonnet. I'm gonna chant a Shakespearean sonnet.
Yes.
Well, Jason does some Gregorian chants.
All right, moving on.
Anyway, so yeah, but the thing I'm talking about today is very new. It just dropped on Netflix. Ooh, I hit that microphone. That's bad. The thing I'm talking about today is very new. It just dropped on Netflix Monday. It is a show called Master of None, and it is starring an adorable little Indian man from North Carolina named Aziz Ansari.
He's great. I like him.
I know. He's very adorable.
He's cute.
You're familiar with Aziz, right?
Yep. Parks and Rec. He's been a stand-up guy for a while.
I'm a huge fan of his stand-up. Parks and Rec might be one of my favorite television shows of all time. Although it has the longest burn to get into it ever.
Yeah.
Like, if you ask people who are into Tarks and Rec when they're trying to...
Tarks and Rec?
People who are into Tarks and Rec, when they try to sell people on that show, they say, just wait like 2.5 seasons. Get through like the first like 30 episodes, and then you'll fall in love with it. That is too long of a commitment.
I was just gonna say, I feel like that's a bad pitch. that doesn't make me want to watch.
Well, I mean, that's why we're here and they're not. No, but I mean, like, it is kind of true.
Parks and Rec is critically acclaimed, though. We shouldn't need to pitch you on that. People already like that.
Definitely. I mean, but anyways, we're getting sidetracked. So he's on Parks and Rec. He does stand up. He's in a very underrated Stover comedy called 30 Minutes or Less. Him and Jesse Eisenberg. And yeah. So this is his follow-up to Parks and Rec. It's a Netflix original show. And the best way I can kind of describe it is it is very much like Louie, except it is Aziz Ansari's version of Louie.
So it's not near as down? Or?
Yeah, like, it's not depressing. Okay. You don't want to, like, just drink after it like Louie. I mean, and I love Louie.
I want to drink more upbeat drinks, fruity drinks.
Fruity drinks. No, I mean, like, after like 3 episodes of Louie, I just want to bring, like, a jug of whiskey out and just, like, well, my life is never going to mean anything.
You made so many points.
I'm never going to find anything. I'm always going to be alone. Might as well just get fucked up. Yeah, so Aziz Ansari's show, not like that. It's his version of Louie, so it's still very artistic. One of the episodes I'll highlight is not to spoil too many things, but like in the process of this show, he starts out being a young, in his 30 now, bachelor guy in the town, never going to settle down, but he's starting to kind of feel like alone and worthless. Because he's not with anyone and he's not doing anything with his life. So he eventually, I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to say how, but he eventually meets a girl.
Ann Perkins.
And they start doing a thing together. And then they start living together. And so they have there's an episode of this show called Mornings. And what it is the entire episode takes place just in their bedroom that they share together over the course of like 6 months. And it's just like what happens to couples who are starting to live together over time. I don't want to say it's a dramatic episode, but there's drama in it. The show's like very zangy and poignant at times, but like there is like drama in here. There are parts of this episode that will make you feel bad. The thing that's beautiful about it is like I don't think I've ever seen a couple portrayed this way. Honestly, like, look, there's some mornings that are great and you wake up and you have sex and you're super in love with each other. And there's some mornings you wake up and you like one of you is just yelling at each other for no reason.
One of you throws the other one's phone across the room.
Exactly. You're going to get in fights about there being clothes on the floor.
Such a rough start to the morning.
You're going to get in fights about cupboards being opened.
Yep.
And so, like, it is a very, like, raw and real.
Real quick, just because I'm up doesn't mean I'm going to get you a glass of water. Standing does not mean I'm your slave. For all real. Anyway, I hope they cover that in that episode, because that's always a big one for me. Just because I'm standing, I'm not getting you shit.
Aziz Ansari forms a dichotomy in this episode where he says...
It's like, bipolar? What?
Do you know what a dichotomy is?
Is that like a dice? No.
It's like two opposing things.
Okay.
Like, I'm good, you're evil. That's a dichotomy.
Okay.
We're slowly educating Jason through college in this episode. Or in this series.
Oh, right. Hooked on Phonics failed, you guys. You're going to need to slow it down.
It's dichotomy.
Dichotomy.
Say it again.
Dichotomy.
He's from Nebraska.
Dichotomy.
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 But it's not Italian.
I'm having more fun with this.
Anyways, they get in a fight about clothing, and Aziz brings up, well, you are kind of the dirty one.
Ooh, shit. That was a bad thing to say.
One of the conflicts that happens a lot in this episode is clothes all over the floor. Because Aziz lives with a monster who throws things everywhere. And he's a very neat person that likes order. And I hope by the inflection of my voice you can tell which one I am and which one I am not.
Neat and like order.
Anyways, they make a deal. They make a game where if he ever finds clothing on the floor of hers, he gets a blowjob. if she ever finds clothing on the floor, she gets a female blowjob.
It's called getting eaten out.
Yeah, getting head.
There you go.
Cunnilingus.
There you go. This is classy. Classy podcast.
Classy. I know. I don't think I could spell cunnilingus.
You're fine. Don't worry.
It's not something that comes up.
That's a brilliant idea, though.
What?
That's a brilliant idea, though. Because I have that problem too. I mean, I'm not a clean person, but I mean, I shouldn't have to sift through crap to find the floor, right?
Later in the episode, obviously the disorder and clothing everywhere stops pretty much immediately because his girlfriend does not want to give blowjobs all the time.
Nice.
And she's like...
And you get one once in a while. Keep you going to the next gas station, right? You just fill me up. I'm good to go for the day.
Later in the episode, she brings up, man, like, you kind of been fucking this up, you know? Like, you could have gotten a lot of blowjobs if you would have just, like, not been so stressed and pressed on me. But now, since we have this economy going, like, I'm not going to give blowjobs except in this thing. And Aziz Ansari's like, no, you don't understand. When I look over there and see a tiny organized dresser, mini blowjob. When I look at the floor and I can see a hardwood floor and it's clean, mini blowjob. Life in a clean, organized apartment is a constant blowjob.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can dig it. Making your bed just naturally makes you feel happier.
Exactly. There's science and Buddhism. Those are two different things that exist that both say the same thing. The human mind is not like chaos. It likes
patterns. Yep. See, I'm not just a box of rocks up here. I got some factoids stored somewhere.
I mean, if you store fancy words in your brain and shout them out at random times, you're bound to land a few right ones.
Photosynthesis.
Oh, yep. See, there you go.
Nailed it. FOS synthesis.
One other episode I really want to highlight is there's an episode that's kind of like, honestly, it's framed around like Aziz Ansari's stand-up bit. Like, they took a stand-up bit and made it an episode. It's all about what women have to go through in the world that, like, men don't even understand. The episode starts with, like, following... I mean, it does this cool thing where it's, like, cutting back and forth between Aziz and, like, his friend. All this stuff of, like, oh, we can't get an Uber. And, oh, man, I stepped in dog shit. And, like, all this horrible... It's a horrible night. The bar sucked. You know, and her night, she was at the same bar, although they didn't know they were there together. And her horrible night is like a dude tried to buy her a drink and was super obnoxious, and she said no. And then he followed her, and he followed her home, and he like broke in her house, and she had to like call the cops. That was her horrible night. And, you know, and then they meet at the set the next day, and she's like, oh, how was your night last night? And he's like, oh, it was horrible. I stepped in dog shit. And, you know, we just seen her night, and it was pretty awful. One of the things I wanted to talk about that was so powerful about this episode, I have never seen a show, but like I've never seen just like a normal, like straight kind of mainstream sitcom where a woman's like walking home alone and like a creepy dude is following her, you know, and there's like super dramatic music. It's a thing that women have to deal with all the time. And he's like, it's just never talked about.
Like we live in Minneapolis. I can bike home fine. I don't ever worry about it because I look like I do. I'm not buff, but I'm not the guy that you're going to be like, he's the one, you know? I feel pretty safe.
It was an episode that really, like, talked about what some activists would call rape culture, but it didn't do it in a preachy way. It didn't do it in a way that, like, made you feel terrible just because you have a penis. And it was still funny. That was the most important part, is, like, it got dramatic, it got serious, you got uncomfortable watching it, but it was still, like, entertaining. It still had jokes. Later in the episode or whatever, Aziz is hanging out with his girlfriend and this other female friend, and like they're all in a group or whatever, and they like start talking about like, oh, you don't even know what women have to go through all the time, you know? And like they eventually, in the climax, they eventually get to a point. He meets his director meets them at a bar of the commercial he's in. He shakes Aziz's hand, he shakes his male hand, and he shakes like a random dude that's not even part of the group's hand, but he completely ignores the women. His girlfriend is just like, see? This is what we go through. We're just, like, straight up ignored. And Aziz is like, I don't know. I don't think Brian did that intentionally. Like, he's not sexist. And she gets super offended. And, like, probably justifiably so. Mm-hmm. There was still a, like, you're an ignorant... And, like, so there was still this thing of, like, you're an ignorant man and, like, you don't understand the levels of inequality that still exist. and he was kind of shamed and then educated, but it didn't feel like what happens on like social media Like it didn't feel like there was a war on men.
We got some good guys out there, don't worry.
That's funny you say that, because like as this drunken guy in the beginning of the episode is like trying to break in, one of the things he's pounding on the door saying is like, oh, come on, let a nice guy win for once.
Oh, man.
I guess I'm going to wrap it up here. That's my pitch for Master of None. I think it's really, really good. It's really poignant. It gets emotional. And it is, I mean, I guess I'm misrepresenting the show. Like, it's also, like, really funny.
Good, because I was starting to feel bad for a little bit.
I'm into the politics. I'm into the drama. Like, if you ever talk to me about Louis, I would only ever talk about the weed episodes, which are just straight drama. You want to cry at one of the end of them, kind of ignoring the fact that there's an episode of like a heart attack scare that ends up being a major fart.
Been there.
The way this works now is, since normally we go on to another segment, and that segment is called The Verdict. This past segment where I talked about Master of None, that was called The Pitch. Now we're moving on to The Verdict. Obviously this is the first week. We haven't done this yet.
That show sucked. I haven't seen it.
Yep, but like this is where the person who got pitched on something will come back next week and say they'll share what they think about it. We can't do that this week. It's the first episode, but the pitch, and now we're on the verdict. And so I guess it's like,
we ran a little long anyway. That's cool.
I think it might be time to bring it home.
Wait, real quick, before we get off.
The train is pulling into the station. The plane is landing on the airstrip.
My seatbelt's not buckled.
The bear is coming up the hill, as people say.
No, I'm still peeing. Okay. No.
The bear is coming up the hill, Jason. What do you want?
Oh, damn it, I forgot. How many episodes is it?
Oh, it's like...
The bear's coming. Hurry. Zip it up.
The bear's... Oh, no, it's not this is not... Okay, I will answer your question, but we need to establish in this metaphor, this is a safe, friendly transportation bear. This is a not going to eat you bear. I don't want you to hijack my metaphor and turn it into something malicious.
The bear's coming.
You're not allowed to misrepresent this bear.
This is a Smokey the bear. He's nice. He's got a hat.
I think it's like 10 episodes. I think it's 10 episodes.
It's only 10 episodes?
They're all like 30 minutes.
I can do that.
I watched it in one sitting.
Oh, wow. Go outside.
I just got Hulu, and so like I have all this TV I could not watch before I could watch, and I've been watching like an episode of each show, just like kind of jumping around a lot, not being committed to anything. And then I read, oh, this is season of the right shows. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll try an episode of this. And then 5 hours later, I was like, yep. Well, I mean, and I got to the thing too where, like you get to like 8 or 9 and you're like, okay, I think I might be done. And then you're like, oh, episode 10 called finale. Well, I might as well finish it. I'm not going to save just one episode for tomorrow. That's weird. Yeah.
All right, cool. The cuddly bear has gotten.
As our Canadian listeners will know, the common colloquium, the bear is coming over the hill.
Is that a legit thing?
No.
Okay, good. I was going to say, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Nobody says that, right?
In case you didn't know, Canada is a winter wasteland. 24 hours, 24 days of the year. I meant 365 days of the year, 24/7 is what I was trying to say. I almost just said 24 hours a year.
24 hours a year. They're always open.
Canada's always a frozen wasteland, and the way they can't have taxis because there's always too much snow, and so polar bears are their form of transportation.
Whoa, Hidalgo.
Look it up. And that is where the colloquium, the bear is coming over the hill, came from. Because when you know grandma's finally getting here, you see a little black nose and a white blur, the bear's coming over the hill.
Grandma with her road warrior goggles on the bear.
Exactly. Okay.
It's like the Iditarod, but with big furry dogs.
I almost challenge you for a second on that reference. I'm like, really, Jason? It's like the Iditarod? Tell me what the Iditarod is.
I saw Balto. I know what the Iditarod is.
The correct movie to reference for the Iditarod is Iron Will.
Wait, what was the Cuba Gooding Jr. movie?
Not Cool Runnings. Cool Runnings is the bobsledding movie with the Jamaicans.
Snow Dogs.
He bites a dog ear in that movie.
It works.
How many kids do you think bit their dog's ear after that movie to train it?
I did. multiple times. I don't even own a dog. I just kept biting dog.
Okay, the bear is coming over the hill, and it's a nice, friendly transportation bear. Let's take it home. This is our final segment. This segment is called Little Treasures. In this segment, we talk about people, places, or things that are like just making us happy this week, bringing light to our day. There's enough negativity in the world, and especially on the internet, and like it's just nice to talk about like what is making our day this week. Jason, what is your little treasure of the week?
You know what? Since it's the first podcast, I'll just throw it out here. I'm happy to be doing this. This is fun. I feel like I talk to myself in the mirror too much. I should at least get something recorded. But I have to pick something more concrete.
Oh, by the way, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks. That was really nice.
Brah. Thanks, bro.
Bruh.
What else? I finally started drinking coffee, so I now have almost every vice. So almost got a full collection, almost a Pokemaster.
How much sugar do you have to put in your coffee right now?
I actually have tried to stop drinking sugar, which is why I started drinking coffee, which I realize is trading a vice for a vice. But, you know, diabetes.
I mean, coffee has health benefits, unlike soda.
Not the amount I drink.
No, I mean, that's the thing about all coffee. But I'm saying, like, it comes from a place of health. Like, there are benefits to a coffee. You cannot, like, grab a Red Bull and there are 0% benefits. Like, this is only empty calories, early heart attack, and diabetes.
It is the fries of the liquid industry. Yep.
Fries of the liquid industry. I like that.
Damn.
Okay, so cool. So, would you say coffee is your little treasure?
Yeah, I get it now. I get it.
Start to the day.
It tasted like dirt water before. I didn't get it. My girlfriend kind of walked me through and said what it was appealing.
I mean, it still tastes like dirt water.
I mean, it is
Like, can I get up on this mic for a second? Like, let's be real honest and real. Let's be real honest and real for a second. Coffee tastes like dirt water.
It's just like cigarettes. It tastes like crap. Nobody has a good tasting cigarette, but you get addicted.
Well, no, like one of my favorite advice columnists and podcast host Dan Harmon says, like, nobody likes beer. Nobody really likes beer. You just drink it enough you learn to appreciate beer.
It's that after day, oh, that's what happens now. Like, oh, I am home. Beer time. Yep. I can dig it. Everybody else would rather have a margarita.
It's an acquired taste.
Everybody's favorite drink is a margarita, or they are a liar.
To that being said, fuck coffee. Hate it. Never gonna get on board. I go to Starbucks literally every day. I get a venti iced chai and a sausage breakfast.
They laugh at you when you leave.
They know my order.
That's why, because you're the guy.
No, dude, literally, no, they're great. I love them. I love that I have a Starbucks. It's half a block from my house. It's less than half a block from my job. They see me walk in the door, and I normally get there at like 5:30 in the morning because like I open, and that's right when they open. And literally by the time I'm to the register, my sausage breakfast is already in the oven, and my iced chai is being handed to me, made.
You better not ever try to go outside the box.
I don't want to. That's my drink.
There you go.
What's your little treasure?
I went on a date recently.
Ooh.
It was and I won't get too personal. Or I won't get too personal or too excited. It was just one date so far, but the moment I knew that this girl was a keeper and worth pursuing is I was talking about Steve Jobs, which I had recently seen, and I was like, I think Steve Jobs might be the greatest movie of the year. And she said, hold on, wait a second, Star Wars hasn't come out yet.
Nice.
And I was like, it's the one.
That's perfect.
So I know I've already set a date. You got
your second, third date going to see the new premiere coming up. Nice.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that is what's making me happy this week.
You realize now, if this girl doesn't work out and you marry like the next girl down the ride or something like that, you're gonna have to say like, "Oh no, babe, that was you I was talking about."
Oh,
You said that. Yeah, no, totally, that was you.
I just got really excited. I want to share one more story. We're going along, whatever. Bonus treasure. One of my favorite stories my dad has ever shared with me about his life is he went to the original Star Wars as a first date with a girl. And they got out of the theater, and the girl says, that was stupid. And my dad said, yeah, well, I'm just going to go again. And he walked right back into the theater.
Nice.
Your dad's a pimp. That's cool. You're carrying on the legacy.
Exactly.
Now, what if she likes it and you don't like it?
Ooh, I don't think I could possibly not like. I mean, like, I'm gonna get up on the mic again. I'm gonna be a little honest. I the prequels.
Really? The first one, okay. Well, this is for another podcast. We don't have time.
I'm just saying. I watched 200 episodes of the Clone Wars, and they kind of made me into the prequels. That's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna drop the mic. We're gonna end the podcast.
All right.
Revenge of the Sith is not a bad movie. Okay. Where can people find you on the internet, Jason? Do you have a Twitter?
I'm on the email.
Do you have a...
I'm on Twitter at Jason Westling. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just my name.
My Twitter is at YoungThespian42. Of course, you can follow Baltic Avenue Productions at Baltic Avenue. I actually don't know what our Twitter is. We're gonna fix this later. But yeah. Thank you for listening to our pilot episode of The Pitch. I hope you liked it. I hope you come back next week. If you like this show, you might like our other show. It's called Drinking in Closets. You can find it on iTunes. The basic premise is it's an hour interview of two people sitting in a closet getting drunk and talking about what they're doing with their life after college.
Play at home.
The host of that show is named Bowen Cochran, and he's a pretty cool dude. He's very attractive. He's a very handsome man.
He is.
Yep, and with that, we're going to play our outro music.
All right, peace out.